Ready? I'm ready.
Oh, yeah.
We're ready. We're live. Shay, we're live.
What's
So
up? What's up? What's up? I'm so excited. Gretchen, this is it. We're
this
now
is it.
live. We're doing it. You're no longer talking about it, but you're doing it, man. It has to feel good. How does it feel, Gretchen? Like, how does it feel right now for you in this moment? You're taking a step that you'll never have to take again. From here, it just gets better. How does it
Oh
feel?
yeah. I feel like I just left I'm in a recovery group of the procrastinating club. I've been saying I wanted to do it for 2, 3 years, and one conversation with you, and like I was on it. So um for you guys on my page, I want to introduce you guys to Shay Brown. I actually described you, Shay, earlier.
I saw
Um,
that. I liked it.
you're like a cup of coffee. If someone is tired or feeling like they're having the midday blues, they should just go ahead and listen to Shay Brown. So you could like say goodbye to the monster and the extra like pot of coffee and have a listen. But anyway, it's really exciting because I was stuck in my own head. I wasn't moving forward with something that I just knew I could do. Want to expand my business, want to share great things with great people. And now it's done. It's moving forward. So,
Wait, well, first, let me just say a couple of things, Gretchen. One, I just want to acknowledge you for the champion that you are, for the winner that you are. It takes heart. It takes somebody that's willing to take action, and it takes someone that has courage to do what you're doing right now. I know you said you talked about doing a podcast, you talked about doing a show. Yeah, we had a conversation, but it was already in you. I mean, the fire was
mhm,
already there. I happened to maybe
yeah.
sprinkle a little gasoline over there, by the way.
Mhm.
Like, poosh,
Yeah.
and immediately you took action. And what that says, by you just taking action, Gretchen, what that says is that you're a person of action. You already knew that you had a potential inside of you to perform at a higher level. And not only did you know that, Gretchen, but you were willing to do something about it. And the time I've got to know you, that's one of the things that I admire about you most is that you take action. And so it's encouraging me as I see you to say, you know what, Shay, you got a list of things that you know you should do. And the time has come to just do it. And I turn it back over to you, Gretchen. One of the beliefs that we have here that I follow, and I believe in principles, right? And one of the principles I learned is you don't have to get it right. You just have to get going. Let me say that again. You don't have to get it right. You just have to get going. And I remember for so long myself being a stutterer. So I am a stutterer all my life. My mother used to tell me that I wasn't a stutterer when the kids teased me and joked about me all the time. She said, "No, no, you're not like that. It's just your brain thinks faster than they can think, and your mouth is moving too fast. You got to slow down." And I believe that until like high school. Okay. But it got me through elementary and middle school. I think, well, I'm just smart. I can't get out because my brain is thinking too fast. But what I learned is that sometimes you don't have to get it right. There's a time for perfection and there's a time for completion. Yeah, there's a time when you're doing your taxes to get it absolutely perfect. But then there's a time like Gretchen's doing right now, where she's launching a show, she's launching a platform to encourage other folks to have the right mindset, to have the right belief systems. And more importantly, once they get their mind right and they get their belief right, then they're able to walk in their purpose and walk in their passion. And I just want to acknowledge you, Grayson. So, Gretchen, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations. You're out there watching right now. Say congratulations, Gretchen.
And for the first time in my life, I had a place where I'm okay to congratulate myself. And that's one of those huge mindset hurdles. I think a lot of us, we make a little bit of progress. We forget to celebrate the little bit of progress, like
Yeah.
launching the podcast or that type of thing, and kind of get burned out, tired, get disgruntled, whatever it is, and we kind of stop. And I know for me, in many areas of my life where I've gotten started and kept going and was successful, I had a handful of areas where I had to address what was happening in here. I had to make a decision first before I felt it here. Have you ever felt like that? Have you experienced some of those things where there's something you wanted to do or you knew you needed to do and you just had to like make a big shift in your head to make it all happen?
It happened so many times to me. So there I was. I believe the year was like 1982 or 84, and I was just learning how to drive. Right, so I just hit that magical age of 15. I was super excited, except there was a problem. The problem was I didn't know how to drive a stick shift. Now some of you don't know about a stick shift, right? And my mindset back then was, oh my gosh. Like, I know some people, they can't wait to drive, but I was like, my mom has a cool car. Like, why can't I just do like this? She had a Chevrolet Cavalier. Y'all might not know about the Cavaliers.
Oh my gosh.
That was like back in the day. So I just started to drive this gray Cavalier, and I just put the thing down and keep on driving. But no, that didn't happen. And so I had to learn how to drive a stick shift. And I remember having cold sweats because you got to get in, you got to hit the clutch, and you have to hit the gas pedal and the brake, and you got to be able to take it from first gear into another gear. And I have a hard time dancing, okay? So I can't even really dance. So that tells you I have no rhythm. I'm thinking there is no way possible that I can remember all of this and try to drive. And the first time I got into it and I tried it, I thought it went like this. And my head was spinning. And my mindset at that point was, this is not for me. I'm not going to learn how to drive a stick shift. I'll just drive an automatic. Except there was a problem. And the problem I had was, well, I couldn't afford to buy a car because we didn't have money. So I had to buy my own car. So what was the first car I bought? A VW Bug. 1970. It was a stick shift. I hate to tell you, I tore the clutch out of that thing, by the way. But why do I tell you that story, right? Because I tell you the story for two reasons. The first reason is that sometimes it's all in our mind. It's in our belief system. And I believe that I couldn't drive that car, that it would not happen. But it wasn't until I could save up my own $800, which I know it's not a lot of money these days, but back then I was like $1 million and $800 and get this VW Bug. And all of a sudden I was put in a position where I had no choice. And you might be thinking, Shay, how does that relate to me? What's that got to do with mine and your body right now? You driving this VW Bug, like you learn how to drive the stick shift? Because maybe that happened with you. We're in the worst pandemic in 100 years. There's a global health crisis going on right now. And maybe when things shifted, maybe something changed in your job where you're at home now. Maybe something changed as an entrepreneur, what you were doing before you can no longer do because you've got to be here. Maybe you have to take your whole business online for the entrepreneurs. For the other folks who are stay-at-home moms, or you're now a stay-at-home dad, or you're in a position where you're with the family all day and you're working from a desk, or you're working from a sofa, and you're like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? And your mindset could be in a place of fear, worry, and panic. And I'm here to share with you that you can change your mindset. You can change your thought. Thoughts are things, and things can be changed in a moment. And if you change your mindset and you change your belief, then you can find that you can do whatever has been holding you back. You can launch that business. You can now go online. You can now broadcast, which is something right now that Gretchen is doing, saying I can bring a platform to someone else. I've been on other platforms, Shay, but now I can provide a platform, that I can provide a service, that now I can change lives directly, and I can create my media empire. So my message to you is this: whatever you're sitting on right now, you don't have to get it right. You just have to get going and shift your mindset right now and take the first step. You do that, and I promise you, you're going to go further. You're going to help more people, and you're going to make a bigger difference in the world. And you'll have more joy and more satisfaction.
Amen.
You what?
So true. I listen to a podcast that's called I Have ADHD. It's not my podcast, but I do have ADHD. So it's awesome to listen to somebody who gets people like me. And she had a recent podcast where someone said something, and they were talking about just moving in life in general. But that's kind of what we're talking about. Like sometimes it's just like, I don't feel like exercising, but I'm going to make the decision to at least put my shoes on and walk outside. So for my case, it's a podcast, but for some of my clients, it's going to be just like take the step to read Gretchen's coaching plan today and pick something I can do. When you're working with people, do you have a common mental hurdle or something that you might be trying to like comfort or coax them or pull out of them to make that? And you could explain what you do here too, because a lot of my friends and family don't know what you do. Sure. Maybe some people following you don't really know what you do.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what I do myself, by the way. I mean, understand.
You are awesome is what you do.
I understand that entrepreneurs have a problem. That I do understand. And what I do, I'm trying to figure out. But I know entrepreneurs out there, they have a big problem. They need resources in their business. And if they're an entrepreneur, they need marketing, they need sales, they need automation, they need a website, they need to be able to broadcast, they need a lot of things. I don't provide all those things, but what does provide those things is revenue. And so it takes revenue to purchase the resources that are necessary to execute the vision they have for the people they were called to serve. So what I do is, and you might be like that right now, even as you're listening right now, and I believe you have 3 visions that you have for your life. I believe first you have a vision for yourself. The food that you want to wear, organic, I'm sure Gretchen is saying, by the way. The clothes that you want to wear, the food that you want to eat. And it takes resources. And if you're an entrepreneur, even if you're not, that means it takes revenue to purchase those resources. The second vision I believe you have, and this is what I do, I help people get these resources. The second vision that I believe you have a vision for your loved ones, the ones you care the most about. I'm blessed that Mother Dear is still here. She's just turned 73 years old. We just celebrated her birthday almost 3 weeks ago. And so I want to be able to make sure she can order things when she's home online. I want to make sure she can do some things that she want to do. And some of you are like that as well. As an entrepreneur, you want to write a check for your loved ones. Send them to a school of their choice. Some of you want to write a check for a cause you believe in. Some of you want to make sure that you're able to provide resources to other people, and it takes revenue. So what do I do? People need revenue. I'll give you one last thing. Some of you as entrepreneurs, and I help you as well. Entrepreneurs, that's what I work with. Entrepreneurs, you have a vision for the people you were called to serve. Mm-hmm. And in order to execute that vision, it takes resources, which means it takes revenue. Are you getting this now? I'm helping you generate revenue. Now, we are the #1 selling team for entrepreneurs, okay? But I'll get there in a minute. You need revenue in order to purchase the resources. And imagine for a moment if you're Noah. I'm a believer. Gretchen, I know you are as well. Some of you may not be believers, and you don't have to be to really get along with me right now. You don't. But follow the story. Imagine you're Noah in the Bible, and you show up. And you're ready. You got a vision. And right before you get started, there's a knock at the door. You're like, what's up? What's going on? Noah, over here. Noah, excuse me. Yeah, what's going on over there? There are no hammers in the house, Noah. No hammers? No big deal. We're cool. We got this. It's okay. What's going on? Noah, over here. Look right here. Yeah, what's going on? There are no nails either. No hammer, no nails. Like Gretchen, we don't worry. We don't panic. What? One last time, Noah, I might as well confess as well. There's no wood. And there's no people to put the boat together. Good luck. And that might be you. You got a big heart. Mm-hmm. You got a mission. You believe, but there's no revenue, which means there's no resources. So Gretchen, what I do is we provide sales teams, and the organization is called Sales Team Guru. We provide sales teams to entrepreneurs so they can make all their sales and be able to generate revenue in their business so they can go serve more people. So we help entrepreneurs solve problems, because when they solve a problem for someone, they pay them money. And that's something I'm very, very excited about. So if you're out there right now and you don't want to sell, or you don't like to sell, the best thing you can do is hire someone who does. And we always have our hand raised. Mm-hmm. That's what we do. We're the sales for a number of folks. So I'm really excited about that. And so that's what we do. And we help make realities true for entrepreneurs.
I love that you shared what you do, because like for the word selling, for people in business, especially for themselves, if you have if you're a sole proprietor, if you have a very small office, you don't have like a large sales team. Sometimes the idea of just selling something just is scary as all get out. But for someone else, maybe for someone else, that isn't their issue. They have some other thing they need to accomplish for their life. Like you're working with that side in your mission and in your calling, and in mine is in helping people live healthier lives, to feel fit and like what they see in the mirror in a healthy way. But I think some of the same things keep people from being comfortable calling a Shea Brown or a Gretchen Eisenberg. Like there's something sometimes holding people back in the mindset. And I have some ideas of what I think it is. I want to share with you and ask you what you think. I think sometimes it's pride. Sometimes people, it takes a lot of like humility to say, I can't do all this. I'm not doing a good job. I might be failing, and now I've got to let someone else outside see what's happening inside. I think that's a huge one. I think another is fear of the unknown. In my case, people, I'm asking them, how much do you weigh? When is the last time you liked what you saw in the mirror.
Mhm.
How do you feel about your healthy life right now? Is it healthy or not? And for a lot of people, that's really a scary, uncomfortable place to go. And for you, what are similar conversations that you think people might be having in their head that might be keeping them from reaching out to you, or maybe they reach out to you? Do you ever find that maybe they're struggling with something to get to that place where you could help them be successful?
Absolutely. So once upon a time, I was working with an entrepreneur, and they told me these words. They said, Shay, I'm not good at selling. And you know what I told them, Gretchen? I told her, I said, well, I believe you. I said, huh? No, I believe you. If you tell me you're not good at selling, I believe you're not good at selling, because I do believe in the law of belief. Go ahead and jot this down in your notes if you're taking notes. The law of belief is whatever you tell yourself over and over again, you, not me, you will eventually believe. Let me say that again. Whatever you tell yourself over and over again, you will eventually believe. And so, Gretchen, I believe people are telling themselves over and over again, I'm not good at selling. I don't like to sell. I don't want to sound like a sleazy salesperson or sound like a car salesman, someone with a white hat on and a green shirt and purple plaid pants and some yellow shoes. No, that's not me. Because in our society, selling has this negative connotation. And this negative connotation is, if you're selling, you're sleazeball. You're trying to persuade me to do something I don't want to do. And you don't want to sound like that. When the reality is, and the point I'm making here, is the law of belief. Whatever you tell yourself over and over again, you will eventually believe. So what I told this person after I shocked them and said, I believe you. You ain't good at selling. I believe you. If that's your belief, I don't want to change that. But let me give you a perspective, because she had followed up and told me, I don't even see myself in sales. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
An entrepreneur, not in sales. It's like an oxymoron, right? They don't even go hand in hand together. And the person was a financial planner. I said, well, let me share 3 words that has changed my client's perspective and helped them change their life. And it can make a difference for you. As you're listening out there, even if you're saying, Shay, I'm not in sales, Shay, I'm not in sales, Shay, I'm not in sales, I want you to embrace this one idea for a moment. Just for a moment. We're always selling something, right? We're always selling something. I don't know. Teachers show up every single day and they sell education. Okay. Preachers, they show up every single week and they're selling faith. Parents, I'm a parent. We show up every single day and we're selling values. We're selling values. You every single day, and Gretchen start off by making this big point. You're selling yourself every day. You're selling yourself that you can do it. You're selling yourself you got the energy. You're selling yourself that it's possible. So what I try to do for entrepreneurs, that if we're not selling for them and I'm teaching them how to sell, I give them these 3 words and it makes a difference for them. You go ahead and jot these 3 words down. Even if you're not an entrepreneur, you're like, oh gosh, I never thought about that. But here it is for my entrepreneurs out there. Selling equals service. Put that down in your notes. Selling equals service. 3 words. Selling equals service. Put that in your notes. Selling equals what? Service.
Service.
Right. So if you sell, you're going to sell from a place of honesty, a place of an integrity, and a place of service. And isn't that true? Isn't that something that you can do every single day? Because selling is about 3 things. And go ahead, as entrepreneurs, this is going to help shift your mindset, change your beliefs, change your thoughts. You're going to change your life, as they say. And here it is. Here it is. I asked this person these 3 questions. And this is it. I'll come back to you, Gretchen. But this made such a big difference for her. And many of my clients, and I know it's going to help you. I said, selling is about education. Go ahead and put that down in your notes. Selling is about education. I said, can you educate people that there's a problem that they need to plan for the future financially? Oh, yes, Jay. I can do that. That's what I went to school for. That's why I got my Series 6, Series 7 license. Got it. You can educate people. You're already there. I said, number 2, selling is about leading. Can you at least tell the person how you solve the problem, whether they work with you or not? Look, I'm on the planet every day to help entrepreneurs be their selling team. If they don't want to sell, we're here to help them. They want to learn, we can help them, but we'd rather sell for them. I can do that, Shay. Well, great. See, you're already there. And I said, selling is about moving people to action. If they're interested, can you show them how you work with people? See, if you can do those 3 things, then you can serve and you can sell. But whatever you do, and I close with these words, whatever you do is one of my favorite beliefs, and I share this wherever it goes. It's my principle. I should get a banner and put this up there. Don't chase the money, add value, and the money will chase you. So if you are an entrepreneur and you're always trying to sell someone or convince someone, you probably are struggling. But what if you switch it around? You say, like Gretchen does, how can I help you have more energy? How can I help you have greater focus? How can I help your concentration be more there? How can I build your self-esteem? Well, if you do these things, I promise you strengthen your body. I promise you eat the right foods. I promise you, and that's what Gretchen will tell you. If you do these things, I can help you solve this problem. And here's the good news. If others have done it, so can you. Isn't that good to
Oh,
know?
yeah.
That's so comforting.
It's so good to hear that. So, and like for many of us, what we've been doing is not working for us. You know, if someone's business is not growing, they're probably not serving as much as they would like to, but they could delegate out someone else to sell it and that sort of thing. And I love that the comparisons of a household, because I know I work with a lot of moms or people who are stuck at home because of the pandemic. Some parts of the country, gyms are closed. Where I am, gyms are open, but a lot of people are scared to go. But people are finding all of these reasons, and in their head, they convince themselves that it's the truth. I can't exercise because all of the kids are home. I can't exercise because I don't have enough space, or I can't because, and then what's really happening is they're not saying, how can I do that? How could I work within the space? How could I make it work for me, even though the kids are home? And in a business side, how can I grow my business? How can I watch my business grow so that I could serve more people in the way that I serve better, even though either I'm not really sure what I'm doing with sales, I don't have time for it, or I just hate doing it. And most of the time we could delegate. I could delegate out someone else to take care of my kids if they're little so that I could have 45 minutes to myself. I could delegate out something else so that I could create mental space and time space. But it looks like the big blessing that you have, that you offer, is a service like yours. It's like open permission to delegate it out so that they could do what they really need to be doing, or what their calling is, and whatever that service is, you know, and that type of thing. So
no, absolutely. And you're spot on. You know, one of the things my father, Marshall Brown, used to teach us, and he's no longer here, by the way. Marshall Brown, my father, passed away May 2nd of 2017. But I recall bringing all of my friends around my dad. He used to work down at Ben's Chili Bowl, which is in Washington, D.C. on 14th and U Street. And it's a historic place for those that don't know, that sells chili dogs and other places, by the way. And he was like this old sage there that used to tell stories about Washington, D.C. and how it's changed and what's going on. And they loved it. And one of the things that he used to always say when my friends were there, and he'd say it to groups of folks all the time, he used to always say, you know, if it's easy to do, it's easy not to do. But if it's hard, it's the first thing you should do. And I'd be like, oh, here we go again. Here we go. He's waiting for the punchline. As soon as I say it's the first thing we should do, somebody always says, why is that? Why is it the first thing we should do? If it's the hardest thing you should do, why is it the first thing? And he would put that smile on his face. Because doing the hard things takes discipline. And isn't that so true? And he would share the formula. Think about that, how that relates to you. Doing the hard things in life develops discipline. And then he would share his formula. My formula for success is D plus D equals D. Jot this down in your notes. D plus D equals D. Let me give you what those 3 Ds means. Decisions plus discipline equals dominion. Now, I told you I'm a Christian, but some of y'all, you're not going to relate to dominion. That means we have control over what's going on. Some of y'all will use the word dominate. I get it. But for all my fellow folks out there that are like me, you want dominion, right? That's just okay? And isn't that so true? You first must make a decision. But making a decision alone doesn't do it. Some of you decided this was going to be your year, and you did nothing about it. Some of you did. Some of you decided, I'm going to go to the gym. You haven't done it. Some of you decided, I'm going to start my podcast. Gretchen's now
Mhm.
started hers. So they made a decision, and Tony Robbins says you must make a decision because it's in our moments of decision that we create our future. Now I'm part of the Puff Daddy generation, okay? Okay, we have a remix version, Tony Robbins. I don't argue with you, my man, because you are the guy. You're the man. But my daddy used to say you need decisions plus discipline. Discipline is doing the things you know you should do when you don't feel like doing it. Let me say that again. It's not a question of what you know. It's not a question of what you heard. It's not a question of what mastermind group are you in. It's not a question around what YouTube videos are on your playlist. It's not a question of what's in your library of books. The question is doing the things you know you should do when you don't feel like it. So when you make a decision, plus you add discipline, now you get the dominion. Now here's the opposite of that, because there is an opposite of the formula, which is just D minus D still equals D. Same thing. Decisions minus discipline equals a disaster.
Mm.
And so, Shay, what's your message to me, Shay? What's your point? What are you trying to say? What I'm trying to say is this is the time. In this moment, you can make a decision and you can have the discipline to achieve what you want. Gretchen made a decision, not for the first time, but for the last time, that I'm going to get my podcast. I'm going to get my show. I'm going to build my media empire. But she added to that decision the discipline to do what she's doing now. And here we are today. And it is an honor and a privilege, a treat and a treasure to be here with her in this moment that we'll never have again. But it's just the start. It's just the start. So Gretchen, I want to recognize you for doing what you're doing, for having a decision, for making, taking the discipline and taking action to provide this platform to the world. And it's an honor to be here to share my message. My message to you is develop the discipline to execute the decisions that you have so you can dominate in whatever it is you're doing in the world. This is your time. This is your year. And I believe that this is your moment. And thanks to Gretchen, yes, your mind.
You know what's so awesome about all of this? Okay, so I didn't know Shay Brown on January 21st when, for the first time in my life, I was let go from a job, which meant for the first time in my life, I left a job that wasn't on my own terms. But one of the things the senior partner where I was working said to me, he said, Gretchen, we are not using your gifts here. You should be getting paid twice what we can pay you. And I was a big, nasty, snotty ball of tears. It was awful to me. But here I am these months later, after the pandemic started, after everything, and realizing, oh my gosh, not only have I been letting like personal training certifications and life coaching certifications, a love of public speaking and coaching, just letting it sit on the shelf and collect dust, just like the trophies behind me. I wasn't using my gifts. And I have a calling, that a giftedness that it's time to use. And I would encourage anyone, whatever that is, whoever's listening to this, you could be a stay-at-home mom. And at this stage of your life, that is exactly what you should be doing, but you're struggling. Ask someone to help you. I know and love amazing people who struggle with binge eating disorder, or they just feel stuck in a rut and they're not taking the steps to achieve a huge, amazing fitness goal, whatever that is, and they need a hand. And oh my gosh, in the entrepreneurial world, some people feel like they're crashing and burning, and Shay is the exact person they should call, because not only are you amazing at what you do, Shay, you're just a loving and compassionate, genuine guy. So I'm super blessed to be able to use my gifts to serve and let who I am sell what I have to give, but also to have someone like you in my life now to keep me accountable. I totally believe that if I was slacking off, that you would give me a push in the right direction. So I have a question. You get to be my first ever interviewee on my podcast.
Yay!
And so everyone will get this question, but I just love, I think you get insights from people about this. So the number one magic question, Shay, if you could choose a superpower, any superpower, you're going to become a superhero like tomorrow. What are you going to choose? And what's your superhero name going to be? Oh, and why? Why'd you pick that?
If I could choose, the one superpower that I would choose is bringing joy and fulfillment to the world. I want to bring joy and fulfillment to every individual in the world. So I want to have this power that allows me, when I connect with someone like Gretchen, I'm able to transfer over a sense of fulfillment and a sense of joy in her life. Shay, what's the difference? Well, see, the joy means that she has peace on the inside. The joy means that it brings energy and it's bubbling inside of her. The fulfillment means that whatever she wants to do in life, she's able to fulfill that purpose. If her purpose is being the best mom, she's the best mom. If her purpose is being the perfect trainer, she's the perfect trainer. There's a fulfillment that comes over her when she's doing what she wants to do. See, that's superpower that I want to have. So I'm going to go.
That's awesome.
And now
I can see the lightning bolt like going from you to me, and it goes, and like, whoa, here I am.
Yeah. And it just puts a big smile, and the rest develops from there. The smile comes from there. The happiness comes from there. The sense of purpose comes from there. And that would be it. Now, what would the superhero's name be? What would her name be, or his name be?
What would your name be?
Yeah, in this case, it's my name. My name would be, I would take the mantra that we love is the Happy Entrepreneur. So it would just be the Happy Entrepreneur has come through. Yeah.
That would be a great cartoon, wouldn't it?
And he passes it by. So I created my own superhero. I told you I'm part of the Puff Daddy generation.
Love it.
I'm part of Jay-Z's generation. We create things, man. We have our own remix version. So I don't have to be Superman, and I don't have to be Spider-Man, and I don't have to be Batman. I can be Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and I can show up with this superpower you didn't know exists. See, the backstory behind that is that there was a time that I wasn't always smiling, and although I was smiling on the inside, you know, I may smile on the outside, I was crying on the inside. Someone like many of you, I've been through a divorce. Not once, but twice. I'm on my third marriage, and I'm very, very happy. God's blessing me. But if you have been through a breakup or through a divorce or a relationship that didn't work out, it's heartbreaking. I've had my car repossessed. I started a business and it failed because I couldn't bring in enough money and found myself in bankruptcy, by the way. I've been through it where clients have canceled on me. I've been through it where I thought things were perfect in my life and they weren't. But I knew one thing to be true, that I could still have a sense of joy and fulfillment on the inside, and I could still smile. So I would want to pass on to other folks. And maybe that's you. How does that relate to you? Maybe you're out there right now and you're going through something right now and no one knows what it is. And it's not because you're smiling and jumping up and down. It's because that's just who you are. But just the superhero that shows up, that touches you and gives you that joy and says, you know what? You got a little more left in you. You know what? It's going to be okay. Then this message is for you. Or maybe you're someone that has it all together. You're married. I don't know. You have the 2 kids. You got the garage. You got the fancy car. You got the home. You got the trophy wife, the trophy husband. Things are fine, but inside you still lack confidence. And people say, whoa, how are you lacking confidence? You're still wondering, tell yourself, am I good enough? And what I would say to you, and the message I would tell for you, is that the best is still yet to come. The superhero power didn't have to be created. It's here right now. Through the power of these fiber optic lines, I want you to know that you've got greatness inside you. I want you to know that today is your January 1st. See, that's my superpower, right? Today is your January 1st. And today is your January 1st. It represents not the date on the calendar. No, we don't wait for January 1st on the calendar. We create a January 1st moment right now. It's a fresh start. Some of y'all need that right now. It's a do-over. I get it. Some of y'all need that right now. It's your past. Whatever the past is, the past no longer equals the future. Some of y'all need that right now. And that's the superpower that we don't have to wait for. We're creating that moment because today is your January 1st. Write that down in your notes right now. Today is my January 1st. Today is my January 1st. Guess what? Today is my January 1st. Happy New Year to you. As my father, Marshall Brown, used to say, and he's no longer here, Che, your future is spotless. You get to create it. Doesn't that feel good? So that's my superpower. Yeah. Now, I don't know if I have to wait because I feel like I already got the superpower. Now, maybe just give me a t-shirt, the Happy Entrepreneur, or get you a t-shirt, the Happy Entrepreneur. But you can take what I'm saying and you can tell yourself, you know what, Che? You're right. Today is my January 1st. And you can start from here because for you, the best is still yet to come. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. Back on you, Gretchen, for all that you're doing. You are amazing. You are incredible. You have your first show and not your last show, and it only gets better from here.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully she'll bring me back one day and we'll
Oh,
celebrate.
definitely. We're going to be celebrating, like, we're going to do a whole, like, remember when, that sort of thing. And so, I'm going to piggyback on what you just said, Shay, before we let people go for whatever it is they're doing. If they're on the West Coast, they're eating or wanting to eat dinner, and out here, maybe they're wanting to snuggle up with someone or with their puppy or something for a movie. But we are worth whatever it takes to get to the other side. If you've tried it on your own and it's not working, reach out to somebody. You might not reach out to Shay. You might not reach out to me, but we are not intended to go through this life just wandering aimlessly. I used to be the person, no one knew how sad I was. They didn't know that after the training the clients and after my kids kind of didn't need me because they didn't need me to take them here or there, I just wanted to go to bed and just disappear from the world and its woes until the next day came. It was mundane and it was sad. The shift in my mind happened when I started telling myself that it was worth the effort it took to be where I wanted to be in life, to be happy, to be healthy, to be joyful, to not binge eat when no one was looking. And I did those things. By the way, thank God for spandex, ladies. Oh my gosh. It's like, but seriously, it's a beautiful thing when you start to really believe that you're worth that effort. And if you have a business, that business is worth your effort and you're worth whatever it takes. Most of us probably are not exactly at our destination yet, right? Like, we're going to be there. So whatever it takes to get to the destination, you're worth it. The energy, the effort, the investment, the time, whatever that is. So thank you guys, whoever is listening now, who's going to listen later. And thank you, Shay, for both inspiring me and encouraging me to start this and being my very first guest. It means the world and then some.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Happy
much.
Entrepreneur and Your Mind Body Life Coach. What a great combination for a first broadcast, right?
Yes, it is. It's been great. You guys are wonderful. Thank all the viewers for tuning in. Thank you for watching. If you're out there, just look right below the video. Just put great job, Gretchen. Just put we appreciate you, Gretchen. Go and leave a comment right below. We appreciate every single one of you who showed up and every single one of you who paid this message forward to your network. Hit the share button if you're out there. Hit the watch party button. You have Gretchen's permission. Go ahead and do that. You can pay this message forward to the world. You're all awesome. Can't wait to connect with you again.
Thank you. You guys have a great rest of your week. Go finish August strong. Bye.
See you later.